Hello and welcome back to another episode of HyperLeague. We're in round 2, getting ready to have a look at the second game between ThinkTwicz and MisterTomo. MisterTomo took the first game in a very contested first match, with ThinkTwicz nearly winning on multiple fronts before MisterTomo was able to scratch in the back door, push forward, and capitalize on some serious mistakes made by ThinkTwicz to pull out a victory. Let's see how they do in the next game. All right, we've got, let's see, map Emerald River, ThinkTwicz again in the Sisters of Battle, and MisterTomo switching to the Space Marines. Interesting choice. Again, his standard is the Imperial Guard. It's the one that he's shown the most aptitude with. We shall have to see how he does playing this new army. I believe this is his first time playing the Space Marines in a competitive match. Got a squad of Scout Marines coming out. Not building anything yet. Let's jump down to ThinkTwicz. ThinkTwicz does have his Adeptus Sororitas Convent going down, as well as his Missionary being built. So he's off to a better start than even his game 1 in this round. MisterTomo does have his Chapel Barracks going down now.
Scouts here.
Squad of Scout Marines heading after Grabber Point. Another squad of Scout Marines out. Let's see, not going after Grabber Point just yet. A little bit of delay lag there from the player. Okay, out they go. So we see, ThinkTwicz with the 20 requisition, grabbing a point. A Pristine Sanctuary already coming down, so he's going for rapid tech upgrades. Not a bad call there. That should give him a good advantage early on in the game like this. Now we have seen some good play on the Emerald River from some of the other players as well. Let's see, we do see a squad of Scout Marines already running out to grab a critical location. MisterTomo possibly trying to quickly go for a take-and-hold victory here. It's a bit of a gamble to go out for that point. Takes longer to grab those critical locations. Early on in the game is going to cost him a bit in the resource race. So we do see, first thing going down is actually the field logistics to increase the squad cap. Got a listening post going down. Pristine Sanctuary is now finished. No researchers going down just yet, but we do have Battle Sister Squad and Cannon S queued up out of the convent. Meanwhile, we do have the Force Commander and one squad of Space Marines queued up for MisterTomo. We've got the Plasma Generator down and building another Servitor. Let's see, it's about half done capturing that point. Going out to build an LP. The critical location is over half captured there. Again, MisterTomo will have to grab 2 of them in order to start that countdown. Got a squad of Battle Sisters heading out for ThinkTwicz. ThinkTwicz is at 32 requisition versus 26, so just bumped up 32, so they're now even once more. A few moments there of advantage for ThinkTwicz, and indeed may get it again once this strategic point gets captured. Well, that critical location is certainly going to help out MisterTomo as well. MisterTomo now jumping up to 44 with that critical location grabbed.
Location secured and sanctified.
ThinkTwicz now up to 51, continuing to increase. Sorry, 38. My bad. All right. What do we got else going on for ThinkTwicz? We've got nothing else being built at the moment, aside from a Plasma Generator. Continuing to grab points out on the map. Those Battle Sisters should be able to move forward now. They're kind of hanging out. Again, a bit of a lag on the part of the player. Listening post going down with the Servitor coming out to build it. Cannon S is out and hanging out by herself. Jumping back to MisterTomo, we see his Space Marines are out with his Force Commander, who has now been stuck into the squad. Got that listening post finished there. Another one building over there and grabbing some more points out toward the middle of the map.
Defending objective.
We see MisterTomo now up to 62 on requisition, starting to get that good resource play that we see from him commonly. Again, one of the consistent things that we see from the top players in the league is that strong resource play. They are good econ players. They are good about moving across the map, grabbing points, and getting that requisition per tick up. So we may actually see a bit of a conflict here. We're seeing a couple. We're seeing a squad of Space Marines and Scouts moving in to fight these Battle Sisters. They are not stopping to fight. They are continuing to capture that point. This is not a good situation. That Cannon S needs to move forward to support, and those Battle Sisters need to give up that point and actually fight back. Okay, so there we see them falling back. With the support of the Missionary, they will be able to cause some damage here, but that Cannon S needs to get stuck in here. With that Force Commander supporting, these Battle Sisters are not going to hold up. They do use their active faith, but they're already broken, so this is not going to do them much good. Indeed, they're going down, and MisterTomo building a heavy bolter turret, using some of that Imperial Guard fortifying strategy that he's used so effectively in the past. It's not quite as effective with the Space Marines, but early on in a match like this could certainly give him a strong forward position if he can hold it. We do have another squad of Battle Sisters out with the Canoness. Perhaps one more squad of Battle Sisters, and ThinkTwicz should be able to push forward and take out that point. Those Battle Sisters do have very comparable firepower to the Space Marines, so they would be able to cause some good damage here. The heavy bolter turret is down. That is going to, again, make this a little more challenging for ThinkTwicz. And one does have to wonder, especially after that last loss, and getting kind of stuffed into his base this early in the match, if perhaps his own morale has been affected a bit here. We'll have to see how hard he pushes back. Again, what we really need to see from ThinkTwicz in this match at this point is a lot of aggression. MisterTomo is trying to cap him in here. The only way that he's going to get out of this is to strike hard and fast. Perhaps not even going directly for this point, but to skirt around, go after other points, maybe even push into MisterTomo's base. It's very poorly defended at this point, and you will see this commonly from players who try to establish forward positions. You only have so much requisition, and if you're spending it making forward positions on the map, that means you're not spending it fortifying your own base. So that's definitely a tactic you can use if you see somebody who's spending a lot of resources fortifying various positions around the map. That of course means they're spreading out that defensive ability. So MisterTomo's moving forward with a couple of his squads. Not sure where they're going yet, aside from perhaps to try to take out some of ThinkTwice's requisition. Certainly not a bad call here, if he's afraid of what ThinkTwicz may be doing. Although we see the field logistics going down. Not much else going on for ThinkTwicz at the moment. He upgraded his squads with some flamers. He's certainly should be trying to build a lot more. He's got plenty of squad cap. He's got a couple of his war gear resources going down, but he doesn't have enough troops for that to matter at the moment. He really needs to be building more troops right now. So there he just lost his LP. MisterTomo could probably take that at this point. ThinkTwicz falling back with these Battle Sisters. He's in a really unfortunate position at the moment. He's upgrading this LP, try to fortify. Looks like he's going for a bit of a turtling strategy at the moment, which, again, in this game, turtling does not work well at all. The only ones who can really afford to not expand are the Necrons, and even they are at a bit of a disadvantage if they're not expanding. We do see the armory going down for MisterTomo, so he can start getting his units upgraded with some of their flamers, or perhaps researching some war gear upgrades. So I'll switch over and actually see what he's up to. No more research is going down out there. So it looks like it is just this forward position that he's got that's kind of becoming his secondary base. He has upgraded that listening post, so he can now fire back to anything that comes at it.
Beware the alien, the mutant, the heretic.
We do see his requisitions up to 92 versus 44 for ThinkTwicz. Let's see, we do see an Inferno turret going down. So again, those Inferno turrets are decent to place down, but when you're only using 2 out of 19 squad cap, you really should be spending your points on additional squads of troops. They're more mobile, more versatile, and quite frankly, again, if he does not move out and start capturing points, ThinkTwicz is just simply going to lose this map due to attrition. MisterTomo could easily come grab this critical location down here, but even if he doesn't, he has total map dominance at this point. He controls pretty much everything. Even if he doesn't have the points grabbed, he has the position here in the center to be able to quickly respond anywhere on the map. We do see another listening post going down for ThinkTwicz, but we also see MisterTomo moving forward with his forces. So we should see a bit of a conflict here. Those Battle Sisters moving forward with their flamers. Again, those flamers are going to do some good damage, but we do see a couple of upgrades. We see a heavy bolter and a missile launcher on one squad. and we see a plasma gun and a heavy bolter on the other. Those are going to be good weapons. That missile launcher can do really good damage against those buildings. Luckily for ThinkTwicz, his tower seems to be focus firing down that missile launcher. That's certainly going to help him in this fight. So with all these building defenses, ThinkTwicz is probably going to do decent here, but there is a lot of damage coming in from MisterTomo. He can probably take this if he pushes forward. He is going to fall back, however. MisterTomo wanted to be a bit cautious here. Certainly don't blame him. He doesn't have the take and hold timer going at the moment, and he is playing one of the more expensive armies, so rebuilding these guys is going to cost him a lot of requisition. All right, let's go and have a look at him. So he is actually over 700 requisition and has more squad cap. He should be building more units at this point. Not entirely sure why he is not. He's getting some of his war gear down. Could possibly be trying to wait for enough energy to start his Tier 2 tech research. But he has fallen back, and that's going to give ThinkTwicz certainly some time to try to rebuild his forces. ThinkTwicz still starving a bit on requisition. He is researching his phosphor grenades. That will help in fights, but again, he needs more troops out. He's only got one squad of battle sisters at the moment, and that is not going to go well for him. He is getting his Inferno pistol research, which will certainly help his Cannonettes do some serious damage. Those Inferno pistols are very devastating against, especially against hero units. So that'll help him cause some good damage to that Force Commander when he comes back. But we do see 3 full squads of Space Marines, 2 squads of Scouts. The Scouts with their plasma rifle upgrades. This is looking like a very scary Space Marine force at this point. We also see a lot of war gear going down, including the Power Fist for the Commander. That is going to cause this Force Commander to be absolutely devastating against both buildings and vehicles. We do see the Chaplain coming out. Looks like Tier 2 was researched for MisterTomo. Got frag grenades being researched as well. Got a machine cult down. That is going to be very scary for ThinkTwicz if MisterTomo starts actually cranking out things for that. He is starting to build a Hellfire Dreadnought, but he is, of course, going to need to increase his vehicle cap in order to get that to actually come out. Meanwhile, we do see another squad of Battle Sisters out for ThinkTwicz, which is very good. He certainly needs them. He needs to reinforce them quickly if he can. He's got plenty of requisition to do so. Certainly building another squad would be a decent idea as well. Okay, so he decides to spend most of those resources on building Flamers first. You do see MisterTomo starting to push in again. Let's see, we've got some, let's see, looks like fully upgraded for what he can do at the moment, including Sergeants. But this is going to be a very difficult fight for ThinkTwicz to win, actually. He does have some forces here, several turrets set up, but the amount of anti-building firepower that's coming in is going to be able to pretty quickly whittle down those forces. Let's watch this for a moment. We see, I think ThinkTwicz pulling his forces back, trying to draw MisterTomo into these the firepower of these buildings. But again, a lot of the weapons that MisterTomo is using have a very long range on them, so that's going to not work as well as ThinkTwicz probably hoped it would. He is moving back forward now, realizing that he needs to bring some firepower into that mass of troops. ThinkTwicz is falling back now. Just that simple kind of aggressive push forward from ThinkTwicz is causing MisterTomo to rethink what he's doing there. Possibly also deciding that he needs to get some vehicles into the fight. Indeed, he does have that Hellfire Dreadnought finished. No, the research is going down just yet. Does have he is upgrading his fortified position to the 2nd level and queuing up that escalated engagement research to increase his requisition gain. He's at 98 at the moment versus only 32 for ThinkTwicz. ThinkTwicz still has not rebuilt that listening post despite spending the requisition to lay it down. He needs to get a servitor over there. It does not seem like he has a servitor at the moment. He is certainly very low on funds. and he seems to be trying to spend it on reinforcing his squads. Not a terrible choice there, but he needs to try to get back into the econ game if he's going to pose any threat here. We are 14 minutes into the match. There's still this critical location over here that MisterTomo has not bothered to go pick up. A little bit surprising given how quickly he grabbed the first one. And also given how dominant he knows that his position is in the map. We do see the Chaplain stuck into this other squad now. That is going to certainly help. The Chaplain is a very powerful melee combatant. We also see the Hellfire Dreadnought rolling forward. This could very easily be the end of the match now. That Hellfire Dreadnought's going to cause some very heavy damage. And yeah, right there we see some of those rockets going off from the Hellfire Dreadnought. It uses frag missiles, so it causes disruption. That's going to break the squads. In a matter of moments, all of ThinkTwice's troops are down, and his cannonettes are going to fall in moments. At this point, the game is got to be pretty much over. ThinkTwice simply does not have the requisition to build up anything to fight back against this, and that's far too heavy of anti-building weapons for these Space Marines coming in. Third's going to fall. And now it's just a couple of production buildings against a still very formidable Space Marine force. So it looks like we are going to see this going to MisterTomo. So that will be a 2-and-out for MisterTomo in the second round of the HyperLeague. Congratulations to him for that win. That means he maintains his position as one of the top contenders for the league. We shall have to see from the scoring if he actually takes the #1 position or not. But see, this was certainly not as strong of a showing as the first game for ThinkTwice. Again, got kind of stuffed into his base early on in the match, and then it was all downhill from there. But we shall see how he continues to develop over the course of the league. It'll be interesting to see the scores for MisterTomo on these Space Marines here. Again, very strong showing for his first competitive match with the Space Marines. Take a quick look back at his base, see if he's actually continuing to build anything in the background. He's got lots of requisition. He could be upgrading some of these listening posts, but he's not. At this point, he probably realized that the match is kind of in the bag, and he's just kind of letting it slide at the moment. But certainly, kind of leaving some points on the table there. He could be building some more units, upgrading some more things, and getting some more points teched up for himself. So with that, the last production building was destroyed, so Annihilate was triggered. Again, that was the end of that match. Once again, congratulations to MisterTomo. Let's have a look at the scores. So here again, we see ThinkTwice's military score, very poor there. He did not do much at all in terms of building or reinforcing this time. His army size, again, nowhere near what it was in the previous games. And just simply by his choice of engagements, a lot of them got mowed down without causing much damage themselves. Look at the resources, again, MisterTomo clearly having the resource superiority in that match. We see he just kind of swept the board on everything. And then tech, again, something that we see out of ThinkTwice. He has pretty good tech. He did slightly outpace MisterTomo on reinforced units, but MisterTomo did dominate in research counts and unit upgrades, which certainly played a big part in that last battle with all of those plasma rifles, heavy bolters, and rocket launchers coming into the fight. So, thank you very much to the players. We certainly appreciate you submitting your matches to the league and participating in the league with us. Thank you to our viewers. It's awesome to have fans. Certainly keep checking back in as new matches go up. Let us know if you've got a favorite player in the league, and stay tuned as additional matches come out and we roll into the future rounds.